What are we doing today, Dad?
Right. Well, I thought I'd make a recycled project from obviously recycled wood. And it's going to be a stool. I've done the design, but I think I'll probably have to review that. But it's going to look like this, Jake. There it is.
Wow!
Yeah, all comes apart, all
that looks
jointed.
really good.
Nice seat on it. You can have a hidden compartment under the seat I might even have. There you go. So that's a recycled wooden stool. Well, I say a stool made from recycled timber with a spongy top.
Crikey, that's good. How's it going?
Not bad. I think, look, I've got the two frames. It's quite difficult getting this right. There. You just bear with me, Jake. That's it. That's it. There we go, Jake.
Yeah. Can you sit on it?
I will be able to, but that's the beginning of the frame.
Wow.
And then I've planed up all the edges.
Looks smooth.
Central rail here. That piece there, central. I think I've got to turn that round. That's a correction there to make, look. Anyway.
Oh yeah, if you didn't point it out, I wouldn't have noticed.
No, it's pretty good. Tapering the legs, can you see?
Yeah. Looks good.
Right, okay, come back to you guys. Alright, Jake?
Yeah?
My chair, or the stool. I think it's going quite well. I've got the joints in place. I'm just checking it's square. And it is. I've got to clamp it first. Or later. I've done the edges here. Cut the taper on the legs. Put the middle rail in here. I've got to do a taper here. So that's the carcass, they call it. That goes there. And then for the top, I'm going to put that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just show you how quickly I've done that. It's 4 mortise and tenon joints.
Wait, so will there be a hole in the seat?
Yes, I'm going to put some sort of slats in the middle.
Okay.
They're the joints. I've labelled them up, B and B. And there's 4 of them. All quite precisely made.
Ooh,
That's the
like
mortise, and that's the tenon sticking out part. All scrap wood, still the old paint on it from the old part of the wood. So that'll all go together. And I'll have that glued up and clamped soon. Alright, okay. Any questions, Jake?
I don't think so.
I've just checked it's all nice and square as well before I clamp it. It will be. Brilliant. I think I'm quite pleased with it so far. Come back to you, Shedhacks.
What are you doing, Dad?
I'm just doing a correction. The middle rail there on the end I wasn't happy with. So I'm making a new one out of more scrap. And the angle, because the legs are slightly tapered in, is about 88 degrees. So it's not quite square. You can see it's not quite square, but very nearly. You can see it more clearly there, I suppose. And then this will go, this will go in here. Like that. Does that fit there, Jake?
Yeah.
That'll go in there. And then this will go, and this will go there. Okay. And that's our alternative method. I'll chisel that out now. So we're nearly there. I'll have the top done in a moment. I'll trim it up, glue it together, and we'll come back to you. Any questions, Jake? What do you think?
I think it looks good.
I think it's good for what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Out of scrap wood. Right, come back to you later, Shedhackers. What do you think, Jake?
I think it's looking good.
I'm getting the glue in. Can you see the joints there? Plenty of glue. Glue on the shoulder. That's the shoulder here. Where the wood touches wood, I always have PVA glue in. And there's a slight angle there I've maintained at 88 degrees. The same goes in there. There's the mortise. There's the tenon. Plenty of glue. So it does come out slightly. You can wipe it down with a damp cloth. And the same here. In the shoulders and the bridle joint. Okay, so going pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, Dad. What's the next stage?
Well, I'm putting some linseed oil. I know it's not the best thing to use, but it's sustainable. And we're using scrap timber here. So it's all from an old pallets of wood that we got from a friend, didn't we?
Yeah.
And there's the project so far. There's the frame all glued together, clamped up with these clamps here, Jake. These large clamps. Okay. And the next stage is to put on the lids, or the top. And that's will be mortise and tenon.
Would you also just call it a seat?
A seat then, yeah. Not a lid, no, it's not a lid. And I've edged it here, quite crudely, just glued on an edge. And that will be screwed on from underneath there. And then you'll like this bit from the old Shedhacks scrap curtain. You maybe remember when you're younger. And that pops in there, like that. What do you think of that, Jake? That's not bad.
I think it's good, but can you sit on it without it falling apart?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Of course it will be. What do you think? There you are, Shedhackers.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Our recycled chair.
Stool.
Thing. Glue the top on, but not glue, screw the top on from the base. And I'm really happy. There's some of the tools I've used there, Jake. The mallet, jack plane, tri-plane, smoothing plane there, block plane rather, bevel-edge chisel, the gauge, square and so forth, and the linseed oil.
And the cloth.
And we sanded it down, just so you know sizes, guys. I'll add the size at the beginning of the video. It's about 778 centimetres, 780 millimetres tall, total height. It could be slightly shorter than that. It's about 29, probably 30 centimetres, that's 300 millimetres. In one direction, slightly more, 34 centimetres, 340 millimetres in one direction. And you can make the sizes up yourself, can't you? Depending on how big you are and obviously the work surface you're using. Alright, so that's great, I think, from scrap timber. Okay. Yeah. I'll screw that down and say, oil up the edges. You could use another type of finish, like a varnish, couldn't you? Alright.
Wait, could you use hairspray?
No, not for this one, no, only for toys and things. It'll be a polyurethane varnish you'll probably end up using if you want to make it more waterproof and moisture proof. But I hope, guys, you've learnt something from that and you may want to make one yourself. And Jake, we could probably make another of those. You can make 6 of those, couldn't you? Have those in the house. They look really great. Bye.
So what's next?
Well, I've made these things called buttons. I've got 2 holes on one side and one the other. They'll go in position there. Been carefully sanded so they look neat. And then I'll just screw them in place like that. And that'll hold down the top. And I'll screw it in from there. And then you'll have 2 buttons to hold down the top. And there's the top to go in, of course, later on. And that will be nearly the end of the project. I've put linseed oil on it. But you could use a spray varnish or a paint on varnish.